Hey everybody, welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast, episode 36.
Oh man, 36?
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Steve.
Yeah. And let's get into it. We had off last week, spring break.
Yeah,
I
we
guess,
did.
If I guess you could say.
Well, it was spring break for the college, so we couldn't come in and
Yeah, exactly. That's really what it was. But in any event, we missed one major thing. I saw it happen last week, and I said, "Oh my goodness, this is major." Even though it's been brewing for a long time, because I mean, we're opening up with our discussion segment anyway. This is what we do. We do discussions on the major parts of gaming, and then go into the stuff, kind of going down the mountain after that. But I mean, Nintendo, of course. We always like talking about Nintendo. Nintendo had come up with a brand new revelation, a brand new something, a brand new everything, which is about mobile gaming.
Nintendo's going mobile, as we had talked about on this show a couple times that they should or shouldn't, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They have decided to go mobile.
Yes. Now, they decided just randomly, in Japan, they decided to just say, okay, today's the day. We're going to announce a partnership with DeNA, which it's spelled like DeNA, but it's DeNA. I don't know. I'd never heard of the company, but apparently they have like thousands of games, and some of them are big name games that are out there. And I'm like, really?
Yeah,
like
right?
I didn't know there was a company that did all that. I never knew. But Nintendo's teaming up with them. Now, of course, they talked about that they're not porting any games. That was the main thing. People were just so happy, like, oh yeah, I get to play like Mario 3 on my phone,
No, you don't.
or I play my Game Boy games on my phone. I could play Pokemon on my phone. And no. They said they're going to make original content for mobile, and there are going to be mobile games coming out this year, and it's going to be original. No ports, no nothing. But I feel like that's going to change. But I don't know.
I don't know. Nintendo is not the company that really like backtracks on what they say.
Well, I mean, look at the mobile.
Well, I know they never said they weren't going mobile.
I know,
It's
that's
just
true.
that people were suggesting they should or shouldn't. Blah blah.
Well, the thing is, they are going to go for mobile games coming out this year.
Yeah.
What type they are? Well, they're not going to be anything, which is why they're not going to port from old consoles and new consoles to phone and vice versa. Like, they're not going to port any phone games to the console because they say they're both going to be completely different experiences.
Right.
One's touchscreen exclusively, maybe you can use buttons. The other one has a whole different experience.
I give it a little bit of time before they release Super Mario for the phone, and it's like Candy Crush, where it's like you need like lives. Like you can play this level every 5 minutes. Like no. Nintendo.
I don't know if Nintendo would go down that
freemium.
route.
They already did it with Pokemon Shuffle,
But that's different because it's on the 3DS.
It's still freemium.
I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, you get 5 plays for every half an hour or whatever, and it's just like you can play level 1. You can play 1 through 5, and you gotta wait for your lives to restock. Like God, I hate you. So I could see Super Mario being freemium style.
The first game is gonna have to definitely be Mario, but that, and I believe it's gonna be like an app too, because always ever since the Wii U came out, there was always gonna be this Nintendo app, but this new mobile thing is gonna have is gonna be combined. Like, remember how the Club Nintendo is killed?
Yeah.
That was it. It was done. But this new thing with the membership is going to replace the club service. So the mobile, you have a membership there. It should be able to cross, hopefully, with the Club Nintendo. But that's going to be Club Nintendo now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a membership service. They haven't really talked much about it, but it's going to be a special membership service put into the place to replace the existing Club Nintendo, which I'm reading here from My Nintendo News. Now, in what capacity and whether it's going to go way beyond just, I'm assuming they're going to have to go multi-platform and have one account. So if I have one account, the Nintendo Network account, whatever the hell I have, it should work for mobile and vice versa. And
That'd
everything
be smart
should be,
if they did that.
Yeah, and I think that's what Nintendo's aiming for. Because that'd be dumb if they didn't. But at this point, they're trying, like slowly taking baby steps to go to one unified account, which every other console does.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's taking baby steps. This is a new thing for them. Yeah. So how do you feel altogether, Steve, as for the mobile?
Mobile's what's killing the market. It's not. They're not killing the market. It's in a sense of success. They're killing the market.
Mm-hmm.
So mobile's dominating the market right now. So it's a good move.
Yeah, especially if they release an app for Apple, Android, Windows Phone. There's a massive amount of audience there, and there's people who download so many apps from these phones. But from what I saw, I think they said like more than half, or maybe even like way more than half of mobile users don't download any apps. And even still, even with that small amount that does like 40% or whatnot, I forget what I read it from. I read it from somewhere. It was really random. So. I mean, I know I read it. Damn it, I read. But
I read.
But think about it like that. The 40% still makes millions and millions of people who download apps constantly.
Yeah.
And I mean, plus too, you have Nintendo fans. Nintendo fans are definitely going to jump on this, especially people who are just who don't want to put extra money towards Nintendo because people are like we've talked about before, where people don't want to get a Wii U or 3DS because it's like, oh, it's too much money. Why do I do that if I'm going to get other content some other way?
Yeah.
But now you're opening those people's eyes, and that's another thing that Nintendo wanted to use that for. Not only do they want to, have mobile gaming, they want to advertise themselves. They want to show this is our product. This is what we're going to do on these other consoles. You should probably get that and also play the mobile games.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to advertise themselves on mobile because that's a smart thing to do. I mean,
it is a smart thing to do. Like I said, mobile's ahead in the game right now.
So why not have your own product advertised on, people's phones?
Exactly. I think it's a great business move.
Now, one other thing that we want to talk about the mobile, Nintendo said that it will be responsible when it comes to mobile microtransactions, not DeNA. So Nintendo is still in charge of it. I would assume if they're going to do that, maybe they're still using the points, I guess, the little cards. But I don't think there's any more information about that yet. But Nintendo's handling it. No worries, people, I guess. Hey, they're one of the non-hacked ones. I mean, Sony and Microsoft, like all the time. Nintendo's like maybe one half of a time, but they didn't get any information.
Yeah. Security.
Yeah. DeNA, though, talked about how they can reach 100 million daily active users with Nintendo's IPs on smart devices.
Yeah. And
there was a whole discussion on all that. I mean, like the information's out there. I know we're behind on it, but we definitely wanted to talk about that too, because that was like the big news while we were gone. But there was one other thing too that was just that took
gigantic.
Like that was the one thing they wanted to talk about mobile. We could talk about that for a while too. Look, we talked about it for like the last like couple of minutes now. But then Satoru Iwata, the president of Nintendo, was talking about this, and he was also talking with the president of DeNA, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we got all our consoles here," and he had like a little bubble chart and stuff, and it's like, "Oh yeah, so there's this new console that we're planning. It's called NX, codename NX. Yes, a new console." And we'll talk about it more next year. Anyway, mobile devices.
Yeah, they hinted at. They were like,
"What?"
They just swiped it off. They're like, "Yeah, it's NX thing. It's cool. We'll talk about this later." Like,
it's like, wait, what?
No one knows anything about it though.
I mean, it's like, okay, thanks, but I mean, we talked about this again. We always talk about. So many people have talked about it. Nintendo probably has to release a new console, but we all didn't think it'd be realistic. Let's be honest. Let's be real, because it takes like 6-7 years from the last couple of generations to release a new console. If Nintendo's going to release a new console now, that's going to well, where are they going with this? And they're just apparently it's a new thing.
So I don't know, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
So Satoru Iwata talked about it. He said that he wants to surprise gamers with the codename NX. He said there's a quote. If you only expand upon existing hardware, it's dull. In some shape or form, we're always thinking about how we want to surprise players, as well as our desire to change each person's video gaming life. That's the other key word, too. They want to change gaming life.
What?
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I mean, we know nothing about this.
Well, again,
except that its name. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what its concepts look like. We don't know how it's gonna play. We know nothing about this except for the name is NX.
Yeah, but now here's the thing too. It's a cool code name. That's not even it's better than the Wii U. That's a better name than the Wii U.
Anything is better than the Wii U.
Even that's better than the Wii U.
The Wii 2 would have been better than the Wii U.
Yes. Now, all right. So this new thing, I've talked about it when we had our Nintendo discussion a couple of weeks ago, where I said Nintendo's either going to drop the console market or not. And it's funny that that they mentioned this, because they said that they felt that they had to announce the NX because they wanted to make people aware that they're not giving up on hardware, which is okay, that's fair. I mean, you are going into mobile, you're talking about it a lot with everybody else, and mobile. Okay, yeah. I mean, it would have probably, if they didn't announce NX, it probably would have looked like they were giving up on consoles.
Probably.
So for them to have to announce like, yeah, no, we got something brewing. Don't worry. It's like, oh, okay, well, that puts me at ease. But then it's like, holy crap, there's a new console. Like, why can't you tell us more about this now?
Yeah. That just shows you that the Wii U did not cut it. You know, something went wrong with the process of the Wii U for Nintendo.
Yeah,
So they can't rely on this anymore. It's time to take the next step to move on.
yeah, and especially try to get that. Whether they're going to go virtual reality or something else, I don't know. Because the obvious choice would be virtual reality, but I mean, everybody else is. And then you have to make it affordable. We're going to talk about virtual reality later on the show anyway, because there's been prices being said, and some of them might be too expensive for homes, especially some of the Oculus Rift stuff. But now, and of course, Nintendo's known for making things affordable because they want to make a profit too.
Yeah.
They make things cheap, put the price at a fair value, and then try to sell it out there. How they're going to do it with this, who knows? Because nobody knows the hell it is.
Yeah, we don't like it. It was just announced as a name, nothing else attached to it. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on for the future.
So now the after effects of it. Now Nintendo's stock rose amazingly high. Like it hit like a 4-year high, like after that announcement. And it's like, I guess stock investors were just, we're waiting on this so much that they were just like, oh, buy.
Yeah, like something new. Take my money.
Take my money, please. I want to invest in this company again. And it's fair, I guess. I mean, they abandoned them. They wanted it, and now they get it. However they go about it, who knows? But it's looking good for both companies, because even DeNA stock went up too. I didn't even know they were a public company. Okay.
I didn't know what DeNA was.
I didn't even know. I thought it was DeNA. When I saw it, I was like, what the hell is DeNA?
What's DeNA?
What is DeNA?
Like DeNA.
Yeah. So, I mean, they got a bunch of games, DeNA. They have, like, Pirate Bash. They actually have Star Wars Galactic Defense. That's something. Transformers, Age of Extinction.
I would say it's like movie games.
Go Ghost.
What is that? I don't know.
World of Thingies. Puzzle. Pocket Gridiron. That's only on the App Store, too. Yeah.
I've heard of just the Transformers one, and I'm like, that's a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other ones are.
And apparently they actually had merged with Mobage, which was another, app thing. Because here's the thing about DeNA. I knew nothing about this company. Apparently they started in 1999, which was like, oh, okay, excuse me. They actually were like, I guess you can call it an eBay site. They were just an online auction site. And then they decided to go into mobile gaming in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've been in games for about, what, 9 years or so?
Yeah, and then they took the Mobage network, which had distributed a lot of games, and they're just, especially here on this side, and they're just like releasing games like crazy, like 777 slots and Flick Fishing HD.
Oh, okay. What? All right, I'm done. Let's move on with this, because DeNA did released a lot of stuff that no one's ever heard of.
DeNA,
whatever.
I have you saying it now, but that's that's the freaking crazy thing about this thing. It's like, okay, is there going to be quality? Is there really going to be quality games coming from Nintendo, or is really this Nintendo's in charge of it? DeNA, Steve, we got
you doing it too.
You know what, DeNA, you release it. We just take care of the other stuff.
I think Nintendo won't allow bad products. So I feel like Nintendo will have their hand in there to play with things.
True. Now, talking about Miyamoto, he is only working on gaming consoles. Don't worry, folks. He's not working on any mobile, which I don't see why. I mean, he's a creative dude. I feel like anything he touches turns to gold. I mean, look at Splatoon. People are so hyped about Splatoon. It's coming from this old man, but he's still got a creative mind.
But it's a completely different concept. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. So I'm hyped about Splatoon. I don't even have a Wii U.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Reaction from the mobile markets, though, was really positive. Even someone, the one quote that I wanted to get from one of the CEOs or someone, he had the best quote where, Rami Ismail from Vlambeer. He is actually, I guess kind of a big mobile company. If Nintendo can go to the mobile market, all predictions about the industry are void. Only predictions after March 17th are now valid. That's kind of crazy. Because remember, mobile gamings were like dead, and this was the end, and it's falling. And if Nintendo's jumping on it now, then he's got a point. You kind of, you kind of helping out the business there.
Yeah.
And especially that the business isn't dying.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. People have talked about how, you know what, with the latest thing from Nintendo and saying that consoles are dying, or it's always been like PC gaming was supposed to be dead.
PC gaming is master race. It'll never die.
And same thing with consoles. People are saying that consoles will die. Look at how many consoles the PS4 is moving right now.
Yeah.
And the other two. Look at the Wii U and the Xbox. I mean, they're not impressive, but there's still overall about 30 million consoles that people have one of these things of. And then mobile gaming, it looks like it's just not dying either. So I mean, looking at the other quotes, it's been really positive. People are welcoming Nintendo. It's like, yes, we waited for this. Like, it's actually, people are really happy Nintendo's coming on board to mobile, something that these people have been working on for years and years and years, and Nintendo jumping on. It's like, instead of saying, oh no, the big guy's coming, it's like, you know what? Come, Nintendo, let's see what you got.
Yeah. That's, like I said earlier, great business move.
Now, final thing is about NX. A dick move by Australia. There was a retailer that decided to say, you can pre-order the NX.
When it's not even like there's no information on it. It's not even coming out yet.
EB Games.
No one knows.
EB Games Australia so you can pre-order your games. If you wanted your NX, you could pre-order now.
But no one knows how much it's gonna cost. So you can put $1 a day. Just it's got to be at least 300, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
What? That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Now, other major news that came from gaming before we go to our next couple of sections, which would be about individual stuff. You want to talk about just not gaming, but then also it has to do with the internet as well. Twitch, which we're not on, but not yet. Anyway, who knows? But Twitch, technically we're on, but that's a different thing. It's a teaser for the next segment. Look at that. Now, Twitch has actually, if you haven't activated your account in a while, because apparently a lot of people haven't, but you can't log on at the moment unless you reset your password. There was a security breach on Twitch where they had to cut off everybody's account and say change your password, and then you can log back on.
Yeah, that I got the email the other night, and I was like, what? And actually, it was weird because one day when I was logging into my Twitch account to watch some streams, I noticed that my account that I logged into wasn't my account.
Really?
I logged into an account, and the settings were in Spanish, and it was someone else's account. So I was like, that's weird. Everything's in Spanish. Let me go to my profile real quick. I click on my profile. It then switched me to another account where everything was in some Asian language. I think it was Korean, but I'm not positive. So I'm like, okay, now I really can't read anything. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. So I closed out the browser completely. I was like, that was weird. So I restarted it. And then when I logged back in, I was back on my account. But I was like, that was so weird. I was on some Spanish guy's account. And then I was on some Korean guy's account. What's going on?
I think that happened at the same time where Twitch was down. Because remember, Twitch was dead. There was
Twitch was having
it was weird because I knew there was a problem when there was more people watching League of Legends and there was only 1,000 people. I was like, wait, what? This doesn't make sense.
No, I remember that because I was trying to watch some Smash 4 streams.
Yeah.
And everyone I clicked on was offline.
Yeah, everyone.
It says online with 30 viewers, offline. Online with 100 viewers, offline. I'm like, what was going on?
Yeah,
so that day was a very screwed up day.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're related or not, but it seems to be, especially when they cut off everybody's account. I remember because I tried to log in. I believe it was that Monday or Tuesday, or one of those days, and I remember it just booted me out. It was like, you can't log in. I was like, oh, okay.
I remember seeing it. My settings weren't mine, and I wasn't even on my account.
That's just freaking out.
I logged in my username, my password. I was on someone else's account.
That's crazy.
What? That's so weird.
See, I don't access Twitch through anything but mobile because I don't have the greatest PCs in the world to watch any good quality streams. So that my phone was acting funny with this thing. And then when it's logged me out and it gave me this weird error, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just not log on for a while and then maybe I'll log back on later. But then once I got the email, it said, okay, that explains it.
So weird.
What had happened, the breach, everybody's passwords was compromised, apparently. And they ask you to change your password. And if there's any other passwords that are alike, that, please say you use your same password or something like that, change those too. And please do. And also, never have the same password for your accounts ever. Why do people do that? I don't know. makes it easier, I guess. But just write down your password.
Well, it's easier to remember one password as opposed to like 7.
But then when somebody hacks one, they hack it all, man. I
have different passwords for most of my stuff.
Yeah, I do too. Like I said, they said certain ones actually were compromised, not everybody, but they just shut down everybody's accounts and said, look, we could just restart it. So a lot of people aren't affected because a lot of people just never go on Twitch chat, unless you just want to get alerted for Twitch, you really don't need a Twitch account, but there's people who are on there that, use and stream and whatnot. So they all had and they also cut off their Facebooks and everything else. Like, anything that was linked, like Twitter and stuff, that was also cut off too. So everybody had to reconnect everything.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of streaming, one last story for this segment, YouTube. Yeah, remember they had this streaming service and nobody uses it?
Well, some people still use it.
Yeah, but no, it's not that much.
Well, like when the LCS goes live, they stream it on Twitch, Azubu, and YouTube.
I have seen that. I'm not gonna lie.
So League of Legends actually does use the YouTube for streaming, but mainly everyone watches it on Twitch. But there are, like I said, people who watch it on the YouTube and the Azubu who, for some reason, don't want to use Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know. But YouTube is actually relaunching the live streaming service, but it's going to focus on gaming, which is good. Where that's going, I don't know. So far, they've employed 50 people with the expertise in the streaming industry who are looking to target growing esports industry as well as traditional game streaming. That's a quote from them.
No, I think that's pretty cool, actually. Because I guess you can upload like an episode straight to YouTube instead of having to because a lot of people record their stuff from Twitch and then transfer it from Twitch to YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you're live streaming on YouTube and you record it through there, you just upload it straight to your channel from there.
This is why
that's very useful.
But I feel like that's the mistake that Google made not acquiring Twitch. That's the thing. Amazon has Twitch now, so now eventually Amazon's going to probably, turn Twitch into Amazon Gaming, whatever the hell it is. But, we talked about this before, too. But as far as YouTube, it would if you can if it makes it easier for transfer of your video of the day or, video on demand, and your whole stream can be cut up and just uploaded right to a YouTube page, the same page that streams, that's brilliant. And if it cuts the fat, because that's the thing, people stream on Twitch and then they don't upload their videos on YouTube until maybe a week later because it takes so much time, or they don't have the time because they're constantly streaming. If you don't have the time for that, YouTube just makes it easier. One stop, boom, you get the video, get the right there in the YouTube page, cut in sections, boom, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, that'd make it so easy.
But let's see how that works. We don't have all the details. But they are actually, funny enough, it's going to be announcing the new program at E3. So we'll find out all the features at E3. Like something else, YouTube at E3? Really?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so that's what we have for this section. The next section, we got to talk about individual games like Smash Bros, of course, Amiibo, Pokemon, and probably some other games along the way. So we'll see you at that next segment.
Yeah.